Hey guys, it's Lexi, and I decided to make another video. Let me know if the music in the background is bothering you, but I like to have it for those awkward moments when, you know, I don't have anything to say, so I would go on to like an tangent, but yeah. So I decided to do a book haul mostly. I got a couple suggestions to do Christmas presents, but sometimes those videos to me can come off as being like really just like gloating about like how much you could have and how rich your family is, so I'm gonna show you guys a couple of books that I got for Christmas and like mix them in with some books that I bought 2 days ago. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first 4 I got for Christmas and the second 5 I bought on New Year's Eve at Barnes & Noble. So the first book that I got for Christmas is Bloody Jack by L.A. Meyer, and this is the first book in a series of like 9, and I found it in a bookstore at my grandma's town, but I could never find it anywhere in my town for some reason, so I just asked her to buy it for me, and I haven't read it yet, but it's basically about this girl who lives on the streets of London in, I think, the 1800s, and so then she gets tired of that life, and so then she runs away to work as a servant boy on a ship, and so she has to disguise herself as a boy, and apparently it's just about all her adventures, and I even heard there's like a love story in some of the later books, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next book that I got for Christmas was Edith Hamilton's Mythology, because I'm a nerd and I'm into stuff like that, and I love reading about old mythology, and this one talks a lot about Egyptian mythology, Greek mythology, and Roman mythology, and it just has a bunch of like collections of stories along with a couple illustrations. Like this is a chapter on Theseus, and yeah, it just looks really good. I mean, they're all sort of connected, and I don't know, I think that stuff is really interesting. Like, and this relates back to like Percy Jackson, which is one of my favorite movies, and I don't know, I just love reading about mythology. I'm also really interested in studying Irish mythology because I'm greatly Irish, if you guys wanted to know. Next book I got is like huge. So this is the Barnes & Noble leather-bound collector's edition of the Grimm's Fairy Tales, and I recently got obsessed with this show called Grimm. I think it plays on NBC, I'm not entirely sure, but it's based off of all the Grimm's original fairy tales, and so I wanted to get the Grimm's original fairy tales. So this is the Barnes & Noble collector's edition, and it's really, really pretty. I mean, there's a ribbon bookmark, the pages are gold-leafed. I think it's beautiful. And then it just has a bunch of the original stories, and it's like thousands of pages long, and some illustrations that are really cool, so yeah. Last book that I got for Christmas was the Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition of The Complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm also obsessed with everything that has to do with Sherlock Holmes. I love all the mysteries. I love the TV show Sherlock on BBC, wow, the British channel. And I also love both of the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. I think he's like one of the greatest characters in literary history. Just, I mean, he is. I mean, there's obviously like thousands of pages just about his stories, many of which I have read, but I haven't read like the most basic ones like A Study in Scarlet and The Hound of the Baskervilles, so I'm really excited to read this. And again, just really small font, and I wouldn't read this like all the way through, kind of just like a little few stories at a time. Okay, now moving on to the books that I bought at Barnes & Noble the other day. I got several gift cards for Christmas to Barnes & Noble and a couple of other like clothing places and like Starbucks, and I haven't spent all those yet, so of course I was most eager to spend the book money first. So first book that I bought was Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm pretty sure that's how you say her last name, but I know 2 people who have read this book and they both loved it, and I also see a lot of people buying it on YouTube and just loving it, and I'm trying to drift away from vampires into werewolves, mainly because like I'm obsessed with this show called Teen Wolf, which is entirely about werewolves, and it's also a love story. I think every book that I bought has a little bit of a love story to it, so I'm really excited about that. And I think this one's really cool because you guys probably might not be able to tell, but like the font is just like a deep shade of blue to match the cover, which is also beautiful. But I think that's really cool. And if I like it, I'll get the other two in the series. I think everything I bought is actually in a series, except for one. Next book is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Alcalez. I've heard about this book so many times, and I just wanted to see what all the hype was about. I just wanted to see what all the hype was about, and again, just a love story, but it's realistic fiction, and I don't typically read realistic fiction that much, and yet the ones that I do read are really amazing books, so. And if I like this one, I'll buy the next two in the series, which are Rules of Attraction and Chain Reaction, I think. Those are the other two. Next book, Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. I've heard this is about zombies. I've also heard it's just like a creepy book, and some people have told me it's boring, but I wanted to figure it out for myself. And again, it's about sort of a love story, and I don't really know. I mean, I've read the synopsis, but I don't like when people read the back of synopsis in the videos, so I'll just tell you guys what this is about when I finish it. But it's basically, what I think it's about is about this girl who lives in a village that's surrounded by the Forest of Hands and Teeth, and then it has like a bunch of creepy creatures in it that like attack the people in the village. I'm not entirely sure, so if you've read it, don't like attack me on that, but tell me if it's good. Next book I got, Divergent by Veronica Rath. I've heard that this is a lot like The Hunger Games, and I adore The Hunger Games with all my heart. I only own the third book, which I didn't think was that good, but The Hunger Games and Catching Fire were amazing, and like the entire series was good. I just didn't really get into the third one, so I'm excited to read this, just because I need something to replace Hunger Games in my life now that it's over. Besides the movie, which I'm dying to go see. And then the last book I got, which I'm so excited about. I'm stoked about all of these, so I don't know why I keep saying that, but I got The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, and just as soon as I saw this cover in someone's video, I instantly wanted to know what it was about, and so I went and looked it up. It sounded amazing, and then when I went and found it in the store, it's like even prettier of a cover. It's shiny, and then I just love the picture. So it's about this girl who gets into a car accident and then she can't remember anything, and so she's scared and doesn't know what to do, but then apparently she falls in love, so I don't know. I don't know if I would call this realistic fiction. I'll tell you guys when I finish reading it. So yeah, those are all my new books. If you guys have read any of those, tell me what you think of them, and if you want, I can do a review on some of them when I finish them. And right now I'm reading If I Stay by Gail Forman, which I'm really liking, and I hope to finish today before I go back to school tomorrow. So yeah, that was my video, and hope you guys liked it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.